It's beautiful. The North and South Thompsons coming together here in the Scotties city of Kamloops. It's Page Playoff Saturday at the Sandman Center. 4 teams in the hunt for a Scotties title. And this afternoon we start with Team Canada against Nova Scotia. The 3-4 game is next.
Christina Black, unbelievable. Clutch, Carrie Einarson.
So we'll start off with 4 teams, and in about 3 hours we will be down to just 1. Nova Scotia or Team Canada will be eliminated with a loss today here at the Sandman Center. The Page seeding games were yesterday, and let's start off with Manitoba against Canada. And it's Jennifer Jones, big steal of 4 in the second, really opened things up, and then she makes this for 2 more, and Team Canada fought their way back, but we're run out of stones, and so Jones is on to the 1-2 Page playoff. The other Page seeding game was Northern Ontario, Krista McCarville, Christina Black, Nova Scotia. Now I have to remember, this was game 3 of the day for Black, who had stolen wins, and she had one on the lid. Nearly stole it again, except for that shot by McCarville that puts last year's runner-up, last year's silver medalist, now into the Page playoff and the 1-2 game. So that's what we have coming up right now. One of these will be eliminated, either Einarson or Black, while tonight, one of those teams, Northern Ontario, Manitoba, with a win will go right through to their Morrow's final. And on this Saturday afternoon, we do say hello, Canada. Welcome back to Kamloops. The show's here. Russ is here. We'll hear from Kathy shortly. My goodness, Nova Scotia and Christina Black. She says she learned a lot skipping in last year's Scotties in Thunder Bay.
And that'll help her today, but this is rarefied air. Let's face it, they're the underdogs here by a mile. The stats for Canada are off the charts. 3-time defending champions. 4 losses for Nova Scotia, and this is their 5th draw in a row. They got to be exhausted. Can they win this game? Christina Black, that's the answer. She just thrives in those big moments. Second last shot against Holman, the extra end, it's still going, but she made the last one.
Then on the other hand, you've got a Team Canada that looked a little rusty, and their strategy may be questioned against Manitoba.
I was so surprised yesterday when they had the game plan to go into it and try to keep it simple and get comfortable. This is a team that never approaches a game like that. They were rusty, strategy off, execution off. They're in an elimination game today, Vic.
That's funny.
Will they be ready today?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. Will it be Team Canada who carry on, or will we see some of that black magic?
Team Canada, Carrie Einarson, her first here in 10. Brianne Harris trying to curl it up, the slash, the double, what a shot! Carrie Einarson with a beauty. Skip Stones here in 3. Christina Black clips the yellow, what a shot! The highlight reel continues. Here comes that red card, they gotta get it by the red, and they just do! Can she tap it up? 1, 2, shot stone, Christina Black, unbelievable.
The 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Purex Bathroom Tissue. It's pure comfort. By Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. By BKT Tires and OK Tire. And by PointsBet Canada, the official sportsbook of Curling Canada.
So the 2 teams, Nova Scotia, Team Canada, in this 3-4 Page playoff. It's not unfamiliar to Team Canada. They did the same thing last year as they came through to defend their championship. Time to meet the teams now. It's brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. Team Nova Scotia, they hail from the Dartmouth Curling Club, skipped by Christina Black and backed up by Shelley Barker, Carly Everest, and Jen Baxter. Everest will hold the brush for Christina. The three-time defending Canadian champions, Carrie Einarson from the Gimli, Manitoba Curling Club. Carrie Einarson with Brianne Harris, Shannon Burchard, and Val Sweeting backing her up. So Canada will have the yellow. They were 8-0 in their round robin. Nova Scotia 5-3. They get the choice of both. And they've elected to take the yellows and last rock they get. Nova Scotia will play the red. The last time they met here was last Monday night. And it was Team Canada with a 9-4 win over Nova Scotia. Team Canada stole 1 in 7 and put away with a steal of 3 in 8. One moves on. One will go home from here in Kamloops, and to get us underway, the Nova Scotia lead is Shelley Barker.
That changes everything in a lot of ways. It's sudden death. Everybody's watching your sheet. TV game. It's different. All of a sudden, it's a little quicker.
Are you in?
Yeah.
Just go all the way in then.
Yeah,
all the way
we are.
in.
We're top
Yeah,
four.
no, we're
It's
still
like good.
13-8.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's fine. Good job.
Good.
And in they go. It'll be interesting to see the approach, honestly, for Team Canada, as we talked about just a few moments ago. Their strategy yesterday was to keep it open, and then purely their execution wasn't very good in that second when they gave up a steal of 4.
Well, we're going to know. Curl. Okay. Good weight. That's good.
All right, let's take a look at the keys to the game. We'll start with Nova Scotia.
Well, one-woman band, it has to be a quartet here, Vic, to knock up this wonderful Team Canada. Christina's just been amazing, but the other three have to play better than they have all week to hang with Canada. Have something out front. All of the brilliant game-saving shots from Christina Black have been come-arounds around the middle of the sheet.
Right to it, Jen. Keep it there. 9-5. Good.
And Baxter down and right to it. Okay, let's take a look at the keys for Team Canada.
Yeah, if you're Team Canada, you're second to none. And when I say that, I'm referring to Shannon Burchard. She is just outstanding with her play. She outplays her opposition by 5% or more in 8 out of 9 games this week. That's remarkable. But their backs are against the wall. They seemed like they were on autopilot this week through their pool play. And today, if they don't perform, they're going home.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. Yeah, it's interesting that they would, at this point, they still feel they have a target. Although, and we've said, unless you beat the Canadian champions, you're not going to do anything. It's just that they still feel pressure. And I said to Reed Carruthers, their coach, I said, really? He says, absolutely. We still feel that we are under a lot of pressure. More pressure, he says, today than he thinks Nova Scotia is.
And that just comes down to expectations. You look at this lineup and you think, well, they'll be in the final for sure. And you don't get there automatically. You have to play your way there. And yesterday we saw them make some very precise shots late in that game. They clawed their way back to within 1.
9-2. She had a 9.
But they can't afford to be giving points away like they did in the first half of the game.
No chance. And thus you see the running it up and down in the first end here.
Weight's good.
That refers to just how good she is.
Yep.
Shannon Burchard.
We're holding up pretty good. Whoa.
This might not hang on.
No.
And roll it does. And
I guess he's wrong.
out the back.
You're sinking like a. I think it's a
Nice throw, Shannon.
I don't think it's that quick.
Seem
I
like
think you're in
like
a
simple
10
shots,
here.
but they're irritating for the player because now you give the other team an open draw to the house. You have to think for Team Nova Scotia playing in a playoff game. This is a huge success for them, win or lose this week. They've had an outstanding week, and now you're giving your opposition a chance to lock in her draw weight.
Yeah, I think we're just tight, Tina. Go hard then. Get really tight then. Keep going.
Carly Everest
Okay, that's fine.
throwing the second stones.
All right. Okay.
As we say good afternoon to Kathy. And Russ was mentioning earlier the 5 games in a row, and you would think they would be out of gas, this Nova Scotia team.
Well, Coach Stuart McLean says one of the things that has worked for this Nova Scotia team is they had a very friendly draw. Only one time this week did they actually play 2 games a day. Otherwise, it was only 1. And so he felt they had a lot of rest. They were ready coming in. He almost expected a blowout last night, the 3rd game of the day. But it shows the depth of this team. Christina at 81%, having no issue. The other thing he mentioned to us, Victor, is that he feels this ice is body-friendly ice. And when asked what that means, he said the sweeping makes such a difference. You're not digging and digging and not going anywhere. It's made a huge difference, and that makes it easier for the brushers.
Do you know what what's that is like, Joe?
Oh, that resonates for sure. The way that the week started, when it got sludgy and fudgy and really slow in the second half of the game, I have...
There you go. Look out now.
Just run.
I have nightmares about ice like that because you're sweeping everything end to end and you feel like you're not keeping that rock from stopping, that it's just going to go wherever it's going, and it's hard to cut through that frost, especially now with the common broom head that everyone has to use. It's not scratching any of that ice, it's just heating it up. So it feels like you're doing all this work for nothing.
So Jen Baxter with the flash, and it's one thing that Reed Carruthers, the coach of Team Canada, said their key today early would be, Russ, to draw the game to the wings. Sure enough, now they're going to get a chance.
Just what the doctor ordered, and it's a nice wide corner. If they get into trouble around the corner, they only have to draw the full 12-foot to get out of it. This looked perfect.
Really good, though.
You see any of it?
Great shot.
Just a tiny sliver. Just freeze then.
Okay. Did you get a time on that?
I didn't, but I'm
That was
thinking
4.5. Okay.
Less curl now than last Friday night to the corners, and we talked about why. When the ice is frozen, it's a little high in the middle when it freezes, and eventually as the week goes along, either the ice maker builds it up, which we watched once, or just the wear and tear down the middle, it gets a little straighter to the corners. So this is nearly impossible to tap out, so they're going to try to glue it on the corner.
7.
But look for a lack of curl here compared to the start of the week.
9 even.
Okay, here it goes.
Carly, go. Carly, go. Hard. You got room. Just go. Keep going.
Can't hurt it.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yep.
Okay.
And they'll take it a little deeper. Weren't going to get the curl to the corner, so they are the shot rock for the moment. Nova Scotia. Team Canada has the hammer.
It's a great effort. A couple of feet too heavy, and as you said, Russ, just didn't quite curl as much. Val's rock is in such a good spot. That freeze had to be in almost like a 1-foot realm to be usable. So to put that kind of pressure on your opposition, especially after they just missed a shot they probably make 90% of the time,
Yes.
that's crucial in a big game like this.
And, Nova Scotia's following Val's in turn, which is tricky because the rest of them are right-handed. In turns will curl a little more.
Well, they got this early. Harris, Burchard, really big scrum. And they won't sneak it by their own. And where will that shooter go now? This could change the complexion. Sure does. Now the force is on for Nova Scotia.
Just like that.
Exactly, yeah. 11-5, and I thought you just look careful with it.
Carrie saying Val was a little careful with it, so that's just the release. We've seen this all week on any kind of hit with any weight. If you don't finish your release, if you just kind of open your hand and you're a little bit soft, it just takes off, and it's so hard for the sweepers to carry. On the other hand, a little outward, it runs really straight.
So you're probably in the 10-15. Yeah.
But again, now we talked earlier about yesterday and Team Canada whose execution let them down. And right there's a miss that will allow the end to turn around. They have to make it too. They have to put it on the other side. Mirror image. Christina Black, her first.
Number 7. Okay, I don't think you can hurry. 6, 7. Okay. Curling really nice. T-line. Doesn't look like you can hurt it.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah, keep it moving. Keep it moving. 14-8. Yeah, you really gotta go.
It's not gonna be terrible, though.
Keep going.
Trying to stop the double here.
Keep going. Yep. Keep going. A little more. A little more.
Okay, that's great.
That's
That's
good.
good.
Good shot. Great sweep. Good. Great throw. Thanks.
14-8.
Yeah, it's good speed.
I don't know if I timed that right or not. Probably.
Too crazy. Corner it.
Yeah. I have to corner it and then she could blast.
Do you like the freeze?
I think just
I
hit
think
it.
that you just knows it, Kara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Ten.
We don't need to get crazy
Just forget
here.
this end, yeah.
Yeah.
Scoring one in the first isn't the end of the world.
Yeah, I know that. And, you know, Brianne Hare is saying,
just take
let's
that
just
one here,
forget
Carrie.
this end. But you can't forget this end. They've made a mistake, and they want to come out and be more positive than that.
Yeah, but what Brianne is saying, they briefly talked about playing the corner freeze. That rock has to be perfect. And then they would expect Christina Black to blast it, and then maybe they have a chance at a blank. But if that freeze isn't made perfectly, all of a sudden Carrie's looking at 3 on her last. And they don't want to take that risk.
Yeah, we know how that worked out yesterday. No, this is the right call here. It's 10 in game.
Weight's good. 10.
No doubt, if you're going to cough something up, cough it up early. And
Clean.
It's easy. Weight's good.
Good, nice weight.
Nice.
Good.
and right through the nose.
Nice focus, Carrie. Weight was perfect.
Now roll about a foot here. A lot of teams just say, "Oh, just make it go away. I want to hang around." Well, let's turn it into a good one. Roll about a foot to our right.
10, 10, 2.
Then a nose hit for Canada might not be shot rock.
Okay. Jen's way.
So just to the edge of the 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even roll it anywhere, make them throw in a different line.
Sure.
Just make them think about it.
But you're right, as Christina Black settles in, she said to Jen's side, and Jen
10-2.
is on that side where you were suggesting they roll. That's her on the left.
Right up.
So if they can roll it that way a little bit, Shelley Barker will take it all the way down.
Nice shot.
And instead they'll roll it towards center line.
It's a 10-1.
Yeah. It's good. Good. Thanks. Good. It was nose ice. I just didn't want to be
No.
roll out.
No. You gotta throw what you know.
Yeah.
Number 1 in the field, Rachel Holman,
Care more, but still good.
the Ontario champions. They bowed out yesterday in that elimination game in an extra end, stolen by Nova Scotia 7-6.
Good. Yeah,
And that's good for a single. That was a quick turnaround, a little crash by Val Sweeting, and a force. Just the one sheet in play. We are playing on sheet C the rest of the way on this championship weekend of the Scotties here in Kamloops and the Sandman Center. Carrie Einarson forced to take the single. So up went the center guard and around went Nova Scotia. Second stone now, Brianne Harris, Team Canada.
13-2. Okay.
That's all right.
When you're at this level and you're trying to get by guards like Val, wrecked on her own in the first end. This shot we just watched from Brianne. Any little slight change, not to make an excuse, but maybe it's curling that inch and a half more from one end to the other, and they've been caught twice.
We have to remember they have fewer repetitions with these rocks since they were sanded the second time. We've been seeing more snap at the end, a little bit more of a aggressive break than they would have seen earlier in the week. And Nova Scotia's had all the games.
Yes.
32 ends yesterday to work with them.
So here we go again.
A little snap, which is perfect.
Actually only probably top 12.
Lead into Kathy and the rocks that these teams have chosen.
Well, now that we're in the page playoff, the teams do get to select from any of the sheets. And it's interesting when you look at what Nova Scotia has chosen. They took 6 off sheet A. That was a win over BC, but more importantly, it was the game that they played yesterday morning against Caitlin Law's wildcard 1 team in that tiebreaker. And 2 from sheet D over Quebec. Stuart McLean says that they each put in stones that they felt they played a really good game with. And you contrast the style from Team Canada, who chose 4 stones off D and others off B. They played against Nunavut and PEI, and I don't think it's the wins against those teams as much as Reed is very, very much into rock matching. They would have been watching other teams all week, what they chose, and practicing at night with different stones. And so it's different how they go into the game, but both teams should be throwing with stones that they feel very comfortable with.
And there is Reed Carruthers. Yeah, that's the claim to fame with that 11 World Championship with Jeff Stoughton, and he will be a wild card team. He and his foursome in London at the Tim Hortons Brier.
No. Get through.
And it's always nice to see people that you've bumped into along the way. And yeah, it was a silver medal that he won, Stewart did, with Sean Adams back in 2005, coaching Nova Scotia and the team from Dartmouth.
Okay. Left lead. Yep. 12-5. Lead's good. Yep.
Hard.
Hard. Quite a bit less than the first one. Hard.
Yeah, keep going, you got it.
Good, Shannon.
Nice.
And they get a little flip. Just tuck a little bit more underneath.
You like 11-5? Sure.
Team Canada undefeated through round robin, including that win Monday night against the Nova Scotia 9-4. So it's a rematch of that. These two teams coming out of Pool A. Remembering again, 18 teams in 2 pools of 9. It's going to be a well-worn path here between these 2 guards down that center line. Got to get it off that one. No, they will not. And they will not touch shot stone on the way by.
Boy, that's hard to do.
She just throwing them straight.
It's just straight there.
I thought I threw it really good. Yeah. I just don't think it's curling much there.
It's going so hard at her.
Because they didn't have to draw to the button, Vic, that wear pattern's different when you get into a playoff game. Teams throw more rocks down the center. All of a sudden, you're not getting that sharp bite that we talked about at the start of the week.
And we saw Shannon Burchard made a nice tap there, but she had a lot less weight than Carly Everest did. And that weight difference is huge on the finesse taps. A little extra weight, it does not catch the curl.
Just high. 2. Halfway has a little more
Drop
legs
this
now.
as soon as they can. It's still curling.
Just short of your broom or to your broom. Nice. Good shot. Really good, Val.
That fills the hole.
Yep. Very good. Hope it'll catch the one in the house.
So here's the 5-3 record for Nova Scotia. But you have to start on Thursday night against Quebec. Stolen win. Laws, stolen win. Holman, stolen win. And except for a really nice run back takeout, Nova Scotia had it on the lid for a 4th. And look at that. Clears up that center, gets the shot rock. Very nice. Jen Baxter.
Want to roll? Do we want to give them the roll, though?
What a shot. Now there's a guard off center to use if you're Nova Scotia. That stagger to the guards. We're always going to leave a stagger because they wanted to block the hole. That was the easier shot.
I like the weight choice here, too. It was coming hard enough, but it wasn't like out of control peel weight.
Val Sweeting. They'll sit it right there. So looking for the roll here, Russ, just even though it's the wrong color, you're going behind, huh?
Yeah, no, that's got to make it tougher on Carrie Einarson for sure. It's in tight enough that if you don't roll, she's going to.
5. Might be a little bit. Yep. 11, side of 10-5.
Trying to hold it up is Carly Everest. Oh, and nothing again.
Softer release on this, and with that light hit weight, so hard to keep these straight. And you don't give a good crisp release.
What was my weight?
It's probably like closer to 11.
Yeah, I'm talking to her like she's being.
That's that Eastern Canada release where you play so many games on straight ice.
Well, and under pressure, your body is going to revert to what it knows. They've adjusted their releases this week, and they've been playing well, winning games, but once you're under pressure, sometimes your body goes back to the default.
I didn't deserve that now. Okay. Do you like that broom?
Yes.
It should get there. Thinking like 16.
So sitting 2
Yeah, 16. Yeah, just like yesterday.
is Team
really
Canada without last rock here in the second.
If anything, this could over curl, I would think, because the sides are getting a little bit higher as every game we come out here.
That weight's good here.
You want to make sure you don't leave a hit and roll under that corner guard, though. So the over curl is the way to miss this.
Line's perfect. Yeah, through the break.
Through the break.
We're
One.
curling.
2. Okay, one only because we're high.
Line's perfect.
Okay, they gotta wait.
It has to
2.
sit.
Yeah, they gotta wait.
Line's good. No, it has
Gotta finish.
Oh,
So
no,
as
never
busy
mind.
as they were, Nova Scotia, you saw that Team Canada really wasn't. And that rustiness showed a little bit last night. They hadn't played in 24 hours.
Yeah, those would be lovely if you could.
Fortunate that stopped the way it did, or that would have overcurled by a ton. But it, as you say, it guarded the right side. If this shot's made, it should be wide open.
Is this the proper turn to go at it, the in turn, or would you consider even think about going through the hole at it with the out
Like
turn?
a 12-ish?
She has a sliver of it on this side, so I think I would be tempted to play this way, especially seeing how straight the other side ran for Carly Everest. Might see a little bit more snap to the middle versus to the wings in the middle. The middle can be a bit of a valley on that out turn side late in the week.
Yep. Little down. Hard. Right up, Jen. Little down. Hard. Push. Hard.
On a sneak it though, got to get it by that one. And one more time, they'll crash in front. They'll open up the shot, Stonehover.
Yeah, it's more curl today, and not everybody's picking up on it. Even the guard from Canada, if Carrie throws it where she wanted it, would have overcurled by a foot.
I want to say the same, and we can, like, I think it'll run a little bit better. And we'll get it a little tighter. Yeah, I like the same throw. She can even get away with less, to be honest.
Okay, bite, guys. Just
You want to bite?
a little more weight.
You can pretty much throw not much more.
Boy, they've been busy, this ice crew of Mike Merklinger. Started out with mild temperatures in a building that doesn't have dehumidification. And then we got some wet weather. We had to touch up the stones, sharpen them twice. And it's been a real, a little bit difficult for him. But right now, I think the ice yesterday and today is the best it's been.
Brilliant.
Pretty tight right now.
You want to bite?
I think the other thing to consider too is that there are a lot more people in the building today than there have been. We are now to single sheets. There's been 2, so the airflow is a little bit different. And you talked about the weather, Victor. People are coming in with wet coats. That's going to factor in. And he's also trying to plan for tonight's draw, which will be a marquee matchup. How many people will be in here? Until you're balancing all of that, it has to impact the ice.
They're telling me to throw the same weight I just threw.
Yeah, they really like good.
Yep. Okay, you got this.
I doubt very much if anybody went out this wide in the 2 practices.
Comes down so hard.
And you
Get
hear
to the
it coming
side of the
down so
floor.
hard. It's a little sharper, shade slower, more curls. This is
I think
difficult.
it's still that 15, 20.
It's a draw against 2. Shot rock in behind cover, top edge of the 4. There is that second shot, which is at the back
I think that'll be close.
12 at about 7 o'clock.
Not yet. I think you need like 3 or 4.
Boy, I tell you what, that's the best 77% you'll ever see. Some of those draws were unbelievable. Must-have kind of draws, as this one is here. It is must-have. And on it, Baxter, Barker still there. Can you sneak this one by? Can you again make it? Oh, of course you can. Why not? It's Christina Black.
Great shot.
End-to-end sweep. We've seen that so many times in the last 24 hours from Christina Black. That was amazing.
I tried to explain how tough that shot was, but you're right. What a team effort.
Baxter, Barker, the Killer Bees get it there to the 4. Again. She's done it again.
Edge of 8, so just make sure you get out there. I'm giving you more now. I know.
Championship weekend of the Scotties here in Kamloops. In a 1-1 tie, another wonderful draw against 2 to find the 4-foot Christina Black. As we welcome you back. And so it will be Team Canada and Harry Einarson from Gimli, Manitoba. Let us have the last draw. They have the hammer playing the Yellow Stars. Their lead is Brianne Harris.
Okay, you're holding it. Line's perfect. Line's holding. Line's perfect. Right to my broom.
There'd be a lot of front ends, Joanne. You can speak to this a lot better than I can. There'd be a lot of front ends that would have missed that shot, even if it was thrown perfect out of the skip's hand.
Keep going. Yep.
Yeah, I was a guess in that line. Will it be slow? Will it be fast? And the line had to be perfect there. They had to squeak that rock that was half in the top 4 foot. So to manage the line and the weight perfectly like that in the second end, not having seen any rocks out that way, like my mind is blown right now. You can't leave that shot for Christina Black.
Obviously.
The draw that's barely there.
Well, the other thing is that, Kathy, in talking to Stuart McLean, the fact that Carly Everest is holding the brush, and then the Barker and Baxter are on the brush. This goes back a long way, and it's paid off. They've done it this well and this long. I mean, she's a great reader of that stone as Everless.
Well, she is, and so you put the great stone reader in the house, and it's very much like the Jennifer Jones team, where you have the person that is actually throwing third is not holding the broom. You have your best brusher out there, and that's Jen Baxter, who loves to brush and has made a huge difference.
And beyond that, Jen Baxter and Christina Black, they've played together for 9 years. She would know Christina Black, how she throws inside and out.
Just bump. Yep. Not heavy. Hard then. Yep.
Talked about the fact that Christina had learned a lot last year playing in Thunder Bay, first time skipping, but those years she played with Marianne Arsenault, also playing dividends. They were a bronze medalist in Penticton in 18.
Marianne, the knowledge she has is just unbelievable, but what she also would have brought to this team, I know she has, is that calmness. And to, like that shot you just talked about, you know, they didn't panic, they were still communicating, they were worried about that line even though it was out in the middle of nowhere. Just really patient brushers.
It's a team that's playing very loose right now, too. They just seem so free out there. There's no panic in the voice. You're not seeing big reactions. There have been misses. And they're just not rattled by anything. They're just in a groove. Haven't stopped curling in 2 days.
Right.
And the other thing I would add to that, Joe, is this crowd has embraced them. They are so supported. You heard that roar. It wasn't only for a good shot, but it has been a wonderful story all week. And they're starting to feel like they're playing in a hometown, and they are very far away from home.
Yes. More like bump on this one.
Lean. Yep. Coming off of here. Yep. Lean still good. Curl.
Don't want to leave it there. They want to roll a bit.
Sweeting will help it over.
Keep going.
And they will. Look at that. Very nice. Great rock management to tuck a piece underneath.
Perfect spot.
Nice, Shannon. Good weight.
Didn't want to kick their own yellow out. That top yellow's totally hidden.
Yeah, there's no way. That's okay.
Yeah, I got them both the same on both. Okay.
Do you ever play the run?
Would it be easier to go red, red?
Yeah, do you like that at all?
Okay. Just try and get it over there. Yeah.
Do you like this, Russ? The
Well,
red?
Yes, I think most of the top
Good.
teams this early in the end would play this,
Nice
but
one.
I kind of giggled to myself because if they miss this a little bit, there won't be any center guards, and that's the get out of jail shot for Christina Black. She wants something out front to work her magic.
Yep.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Curl. Curl.
Jen Baxter. Everest.
It's good.
That'll
Really
work.
good.
That
That's
opens
great.
up the center, gets rid of one of the
How do we
Team
get rid of
Canada
one of them?
stones.
I know.
It worked and it didn't, right? Because now, you know, if you ever make this roll perfect, then you've got a corner guard.
Jump at the end.
Yeah.
But what else do you do? Good shot.
Yeah, goal number 1 here is you have to connect in the house. Removing one of these yellows from play, they'll be happy with that result.
And again, to reiterate, probably a 10-second hit there, not a rocket.
Yep. Yes. 10-5.
Boy, Harris right out of her hand, eh? Cal Sweeting.
Hard. Whoa. Curl. Nudge this guy.
And they'll just touch theirs on the way by. Still, though, they leave it shot rock. Top edge of the floor, sitting 2.
Heads-up call. They wanted to roll to the right or the left as we're looking at it now, and they realized they couldn't, so they tried to feather tick the back one to get some separation.
That works.
Same. No. Whoa. Carly.
Oh, this is
Hard. Carly.
Watch out for the jam.
Hard. Whoa.
And stuffs it. Could you, Joe, have made
Yeah.
the double and the roll?
Yeah, making the double, the shooter would have been rolling towards that corner guard. It would just have been a question of how hard Jen Baxter threw it to see how much action she would have gotten.
Really low-risk opportunity for a couple here now.
Yeah, gotta make sure you're even with the rock that's top 4. If it's a little deep, you'll probably see Christina take on the double, and she could be buried after that.
Too much right now.
Depth is important here.
Where are you?
Might have to go back out.
Okay, then go here.
It's one of those.
Slow start for Sweeting. She's just at 65%.
Further. Go. Okay.
Okay, go.
It's one of those shots where if it's not going to be even with that rock
Okay,
at the
Lee
top
was really
4
close,
foot,
sorry.
the sweepers wanted to take it all the way to the back 12 foot. Just caught in between of whether they should leave it or try to just drag it back.
It's getting a little more frosty. It seems like it's really grinding. Good throw.
Well, that's to your point, that balancing act, Kathy, that the ice maker has to work with. People coming in, maybe a little damp. Lots of people today.
Good weight on your first.
And maybe, Vic, that's where the experience of Carrie Einarson may prove to have a bit of an edge over Christina Black. So many opportunities to play in these single sheet games where the ice conditions change. They're starting to talk about it already.
Hard. 10-5. Hard. Whoa. Easy. Whoa. 10. Yep. Yes. Hard. Roll it.
Can you roll it over on top? No, not quite.
Yeah, 10-7.
Throw. Stepped on it. Stayed on it.
Just a little light. 10.
Kate, that same weight I've been throwing.
10?
Yeah.
You got it.
Three options here. You could try to hit and roll buried, but the back one's not buried, so that would be dangerous. You could set up a double.
Yeah, I like that.
Nose it so this could be a very thin double for Nova Scotia, or roll right across, sit the 2. I think they're going with the nose because that double is really tough no matter which way they try to hit it.
Only issue with the nose, though, you still leave that roll to sit shot
Behind the corner almost.
almost behind the corner. It'll be a little bit complicated for Carrie Einarson if that is made.
Weight's good.
Carrie Einarson, her first.
Reach nice. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. Gotta get close to the line. Close to the line. Close to the line. Close to the line. Close to the line.
And on the nose it is.
Good calling.
You got to take it on, because to roll, you're probably not shot now.
It was really good again. That's okay.
Roll really low, so there's no point, right?
If you roll this way, make her have to stick it, but
No, that's crazy.
okay.
In-turn looks easier, Joanne.
It's just
Out-turn
like a
would be
peel.
laser eye
Basically, yeah.
surgery to
Like,
hit it that
I see a
thin.
third. Yeah.
I think intern side.
All right. Even half's pretty close.
Turn you like.
I like this one. I think just peel right there.
Question is, we haven't seen a lot of peel weight today yet. All the run backs that Jen Baxter has thrown has been kind of normal.
Mm.
We saw the peels run very straight early in the games earlier.
So just take a run at the double.
I think so. Should be
It's
close.
It's just like a peel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard Christina say half a rock's close, and that you're comfortable with that. When you have to start hitting an inch and a half of a rock, then that gets a little dicey.
Close.
Final stone.
Yeah.
Christina Black.
Really hard. Really hard. Really hard.
Baxter.
Okay, just clean. Okay, well.
And over curl, won't catch it, and drives it through.
Okay, shut off.
They'll have a chance for their pair, Team Canada.
Just moved off the line. Threw it good, too. It's hard to take more ice and have it run.
Oh, yeah. No, that'd be scary. Thanks for throwing these spot line.
Good effort. It wasn't far off, actually.
Yeah. Like,
You got it.
That same weight of throwing.
Yeah, and the nice thing is they rolled for shot rock, so they didn't allow Carrie Einarson to have a free draw for her extra point.
A little more than you just gave.
nice, close, little solid.
No.
Okay,
Clean.
Yep.
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 Clean.
Clean.
Clean. Mark.
Yep.
Should be pretty close to 10, maybe a pair more. But yeah.
And that'll keep the percentage at 100. Canada picks up 2.
Skip stones here in 3. Christina Black.
Okay.
Christina Black clips the yellow. What a shot. The highlight reel continues. Team Canada, Carrie Einarson, her first here in 10. Brianne Harris trying to curl it up. The slash, the double. What a shot.
9.
Make the hit, roll it in, try to score, and she will in the pocket. Lovely shot. Laurie St. George for her single.
From the Remax Center, St. John's Curling Club, Julie Hines, Camille Burt come across, kick it. Oh, and is it there?
It is.
Massive shot on the way. Trying to guide it over. Make the tap. Red goes. They both go. Her final stone in 11. Christina Black. Here comes that red guard. They got to get it by the red, and they just do. Can she tap it up? 1, 2. Shot stone. Christina Black. Unbelievable.
Yeah, she had a lot of those kind of shots. We saw a great draw again today. These are the pools that started a week ago yesterday. The 18 teams. We needed tiebreaker on the Pool A with the 4 teams at 5 and 3 and Laws and Saint George eliminated. No tiebreaker required in Pool B. She had McCarville, Jones, and Homan clear of the field. So coming up a little later today, this is Curling Day in Canada. And Bob Weeks and the crew will be in Banff, Alberta. It'll come your way at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. Curling Day in Canada. We're going to do some street curling in Banff. Carrie Einarson will be by to talk about her Indigenous roots and what it means to be a curling role model. Curling Day in Canada at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
A team like Team Canada plays with so many rocks to play all year that that they were trying to get to the inside and tap that red one, but it was a really good audible partway down because they didn't get it out. But look at the angle. Nova Scotia to roll buried would remove their own rock. So now they have to roll to our left, and there has to be a red double.
Get right into her. Yep.
Yes!
Yep. Go hard.
Carly Everest.
Hard!
Yeah.
Hard! You're hard!
Jen Baxter.
Hard, Jen! Hard! Keep
Still gotta
going!
go.
That's safe.
And they are going to stuff it on theirs at the back.
Here's just quiet.
They are shot stone for the moment.
Ton of over curls. And we had a couple hits down the middle, the firm weight hits that didn't over curl. But other than that, everything's over curling, especially for Nova Scotia.
And Nova Scotia does have last rock here in 4.
Hairless.
It's good. Hairless. Oh, clean.
Hold it.
Same.
Running the same curl. Same weight.
Straight. Hard! Hard! Hard!
And very nice. They held that up. Harris and Sweeting on the brush. Avoid the jam. Now they are sitting 3 without the hammer.
Should have known that was going to be close.
They called the early curl on that rock and then had to switch back. And we've seen a lot of teams just unable to hold that. Brianne did really well to keep that shooter in the forefoot.
And the awareness also of Brianne Harris to check over her shoulder just to see where that red guard may be, and even their own if they could sneak it underneath.
Very similar.
Looked like they got it right in the hole, however.
11-5. Hard. 11-5.
One more time. It's a lot of brushing early.
11-5.
Kelly Barker trying to save this one. Got it through. Yeah, they did. Now where is this going to go? They're going to make the double, push them back at least, and push one out. And sit for the shot rock back 4.
The comment that curled a lot. That was nearly through the uprights.
Shelly Barker does a great job when she's sweeping. She sweeps for speed. She is going so fast. There's 2 ways you can heat up the surface. One is by leaning as much pressure as possible on your broom. The other is by going as fast as you can with that stroke rate. She is so fast, and it's extremely effective.
More weight than Shannon.
Clean.
Girl. Close. Girl, sorry.
Girl.
Getting
Perchard trying to help it over.
No. Yeah. Perfect. Good.
Very nice.
You were good. Hers is coming down more than yours, but that was yesterday too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just gonna throw a hack, eh?
12. Okay.
Okay, right out there.
You could play the freeze here if you're Nova Scotia, but the problem is that it really narrows down the scoring area. They haven't been able to convert a lot with hammer throughout the week. They've been great at stealing.
Yeah.
Really hard.
But they want to keep the forefoot open here and trying to create a chance for 2.
Yeah, their conversion rate just 33% for Nova Scotia, and you'd like to be around the 50 mark. That little flip, no.
Good effort, just any lighter. Didn't want to reckon the guard this late in the end either.
Jam possibility here, Russ?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could if you get it thin enough. And, you know, this is where the speed control is just imperative. And Val will just they'll hack weight here and make that guard a little bit less of a problem.
It's not much more.
One more time for Burchard. And Harris now a little straighten up. Now a curl.
You got it going.
Yeah, funny. Burchard got it going too good. Too well.
We've seen a lot of that, eh?
Yeah, and I think especially the last few days there hasn't been any snow, less moisture in the air. The surface has been very keen. But today you heard Carrie Einarson mentioning, I can see some frost. When there's a bit more frost to the ice, that carve seems to be more effective. Makes it harder on the line caller.
Yep. Little down. Similar. Hard. Go left. Just hack.
Whoa! Whoa!
This is close.
Now Barker across. They get it. Yes, they do. And underneath. Boy, they came close to that center guard.
Brilliant. Really good shot.
Just so light.
Great line call.
It takes guts to call the curl when it's getting that close to the guard, especially seeing the effect that the carve is having today.
I should do too much.
No, I was thinking the same thing.
Like firm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we throw anything less than 11.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're hearing that number 11. I think it was Christina Black or Carly said, I guess we have to show or throw mostly 11s. What are they saying? What are they making?
They're trying to find the weight that will curl at the end, but is still manageable with the sweep. 11 is about a board weight, a heavy board. A little less than that, it's a lot harder for them to hold that line.
What do you got? Have you touched this on the way by? No, but they'll open up that center.
Okay, that's okay. This is the best spot.
My out turn just running.
Will you find, Russ, that the ice will be that way that you almost are guaranteed a certain number, that's the number 11? Just keep throwing the 11s.
Yep.
And
Yeah, Joanne's dead on. It's you know, there's a speed that it's not going to curl at all, which is good to know also. But if you want a little, like that little hit and roll behind the center, you want to figure out what that is.
Sometimes that weight is just through weight, just enough weight to move that rock through the rings. But it's sharper today. That curl is bigger, so they need to throw a little more to give their sweepers a chance at holding it.
There's nowhere we can
Is that yellow?
It's back 4 depth-ish.
That should leave us enough room if they hit the flop to kind of play
Yeah,
with it too.
to still be able to get it.
Yeah. Alrighty.
So what do you think?
We're thinking that
what's the play, Russ? What are they doing?
I think they're going around the corner for sure probably to the freeze position, because you wouldn't want to be a lot higher than that with such a great hitter in Carrie Einarson. She'll make that double on you. You freeze it back there. It's not like Carrie Einarson can freeze on top of it, because then you still give up 2.
Line's okay.
So playing the second shot, Rock behind cover,
Go then. Line's good.
behind the tee line, back edge of the 8.
7. Okay, line's good. Line's really nice.
Christina Black.
Still 7.
No, we're light, so I just gotta go.
Keep going.
So they're going to just keep pounding on this.
Really go.
Baxter and Barker, and they're going to come up light. Wow.
Sorry.
Just sliding a little too slow.
I know, I tried to give you a good ad.
Yeah.
Really
And
slow.
she'd been so good on her
Sorry.
freeze attempts this week. She had 5 of them for 90%.
Shoot, sorry.
It's okay.
I kicked out so slow.
Yeah. 1 up with going in. Yeah.
From what I've watched, Vic, she's been mortal on their first shot each end. It's that second one you got to be careful.
And when you leave her, there's only one spot for her rock to be. She never misses it. But this one had a bit of tolerance. Try to roll like half buried behind that red corner guard on the right-hand side of the screen. Maybe tempt her to chase it.
That they just put there.
That's true. Yeah, half bury this.
Weight's good. We're 10.
Okay. Clean.
Running a bit. Whoa, curl.
Curl. Gotta curl. Keep going. Keep going.
Keep going. Keep
Harris.
going. Keep going.
Now Burchard late, and where are they going to go?
That's okay.
And they'll stuff it at the back.
Just a perfect spot. I don't think you could pick a better spot, because you've shrunk that scoring area, and Nova Scotia can't afford to chase that.
I agree.
You reckon the guard, they're down 5 points.
Yeah, it looks as if it's going to be a draw against 3.
A quicker path than Christina Black just threw in.
We'll need a good piece of the 4.
I got you. Need a 20.
Yeah, it looks like it's 3. Down 3-1. Final stone, Nova Scotia. Needing a good piece of the 4-foot.
Mine's great. Really close. Full 4-foot, guys.
So they like it out of her hand as Jen Baxter and Shelley Barker will take up the brush. Carly Everett calling line.
Curling really nice now.
We're really
Curling
close,
great.
so.
14-4. 14-4.
Easy.
Good. Very nice.
Great one.
Great touch, guys.
There it is for a single. And you're right. First one, blah. Second one, it's magic. Championship weekend here at the Scotties. And just the one sheet in play after 4 the entire week. And we're down to final 4 teams. And one of these will be eliminated with a loss in this game. The winner will move on to the semifinal tomorrow. Nova Scotia with the single. Team Canada leads at 3-2, and once again, the 3-time defending champions, Team Canada, Carrie Einarson with last rock, playing the Yellowstone.
Open side.
Sink another.
That or you just go winger. Yeah. Either or.
Yeah, you're kicking yourself if you're Christina Black after that end. They got a miss on the run back from Carrie Einarson and had a pretty simple draw to the wing to sit too. I wouldn't expect to see her miss it and just came up late. Had about a 4-foot window to throw to. So that would have been a pretty simple 2, and unfortunately they get forced, and Team Canada can score a multiple here. They're in trouble.
Yes.
Might have to go around it.
Couldn't decide here. They're going to either go around, or which is they are trying, or just go side.
It's really dying now, but you can try and get it past it.
You're on the top, Shannon. You're on the top. Spin it down.
Okay. Hey, Val.
Well, he's one of the more engaged coaches, is Reed Carruthers. This is Reed prior to the game. And I think, Kathy, you said he coaches the way he plays, and he never lets a moment go by without instilling something.
Well, it's interesting. Between ends, the Nova Scotia team will gather together amongst themselves, but the Team Canada team immediately come back to Reed, and I was watching him with his hands, showing them what he is seeing in paths that are different from the day before, so contributing all the time. When I spoke to him before the game, he said that yesterday he wanted to call a timeout in the second end when things were not going well against Team Jones, and he didn't do it because he felt it was so early in the game. But he said even as a coach, he's learning, and that's not a mistake he would make again.
It's one of the things I wish they would, Joe, Russ, them to allow. They would have a flag, throw the flag, and be able to call a timeout, just to settle them down, because what they saw was one miss after another. And he didn't, they weren't playing his game. They had gotten away from their game plan, and they gave up a steal of 4.
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20 in that situation. You don't expect Carrie Einarson to throw a draw through the rings. It should have just been a steal of 1, and then he would have had time in the break in between ends to talk about it. But of course, knowing what had happened, I mean, that'll be a big learning experience for Reed, and they would have talked about that in their debrief, and probably has permission moving forward to do that if that happens again.
But I mean, to my point, why can't he? Why wouldn't it be something that the coach can do right that moment? Call. I want to talk to you right now, in the middle of that end. Why not let him do it?
10.
Would you agree to that, or would you let him do that?
I would, of course, and I think that the more we're seeing current players on the bench, we need more coaching involvement in curling.
Keep going.
Oh, look out! Come across and off the backside. No, and will it hold and stay around? And
It's the only sport in the world you coaches can't coach. You just sit and hope for those 2 precious minutes. The nice thing they have changed in the last year or 2 is that they're allowing the players, at least between ends, to huddle, as Kathy just said, and no better than listen to Reed Carruthers.
And to that note, the coach can actually signal for a timeout from the bench, but the team has to call it.
Yeah.
So if the team sees you and says, oh, no, we're not doing that, you don't get that timeout. He can't call it himself and just walk on the ice.
that's where I'm saying
That's
that
your point,
He
Vic,
should be able to throw a flag or
Two
do something.
Well, and the challenge with that is in the game that Christina Black won to get into the tiebreakers against Laurie St. George, Michelle St. George was dancing up and down with the T-bar trying to get them to call the timeout, but they they, being the team, looked at the time clock, saw they were short of time, and she elected to wait to use the timeout so that she could throw rather than have a discussion. So the team can also wave you off.
Sure.
So you throw the flag, Vic, I'm throwing it back at you.
They've got one behind cover. Top 4. Team Canada. Setting themselves up here again for another conversion.
Boy, this is curling off the wall here.
Watch out. Oh, golly. And good brush just to hold it up.
Normally in these big games for teams that haven't been in this type of situation, you see overthrows almost 1,000% of the time. And I think they've done a wonderful job, Nova Scotia, of throwing it to the brushers. But unfortunately, there's a shade more curl today, and I think it's a double whammy.
And Jen's been caught. Her low game is occurring right now. Previous low was 68% against Nunavut, and she was 59 prior to that. Rollout.
Top 4. Close. Second down. Running. Gotta be to my room. Running. T. Easy. Running right now. Easy. Top 4 T. Okay, yep. Lead only. Right here. Yep.
Yep, we're there. Line only. Yep, yeah, we gotta go.
No, 14-9. You gotta go. Bring it back here.
Yep. Keep
Hard.
going.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Dying so much. Okay, that's good. Okay.
I wonder if it's frosting up a little bit here. That didn't really carry.
You could hear Brianne right at the end saying to Shannon, hers are just coming up a little bit more than yours. Shannon throws a bit more of an extension with her delivery, and Val is more body speed with just a small release at the end. So the more extension will carry more, and especially when it's a bit frostier, you'll see that less extension just doesn't give the life to the rock as much. That's just sweepers knowing the curlers too. You have to be a bit more aggressive on Val's rocks.
Wait's good.
Looking for a little hit and roll here, it appears.
Hard.
Trying to get underneath that shot stone, top edge of the 4 if they can. And once again, it's Barker trying to hold it up.
Good weight. Just need a little more ice.
Just a hair more ice.
Still
Getting closer.
With that weight out there, it would just on top. Yeah, that's crazy on that side.
Just tough shots.
I didn't deserve either of those. I threw both of those well.
I don't know if she will, because that risks giving us 3.
What turn do you like?
This one. He even knows the middle one. Yeah, this is a good call.
I'd love to freeze to those, but I think the center guards are in the way.
Like this one's a hair higher.
Okay.
So you could do that, but
I don't really want to go behind. Just sit in front of it.
actually throw the in.
Could you flat out ignore them, Joe? You have to play down there.
You don't have to. You could play the wing on the other side like they have been and just make sure that you're touching the back 8 foot, but there's less room to work with because you want to make sure you're behind the tee line, avoiding that hit and roll that was just missed. They talked about playing the double and rolling up in behind the center line situation, but I'm terrified to do that against Christina Black. Don't force her into that shot she's made 6 times in the last 24 hours. Looking for the nose or a little flop in front.
Burchard.
Watch us spin.
And we'll get it. And look at that. Does back it up. Oh, my goodness. Great shot. Val Sweeting.
But
Okay, thought we were hitting it thicker and stand there.
it's a sink one here, maybe frozen. I think if you're frozen, you might even be shot
You
rock.
just need to stay away. Like, she was never going to draw. That gives us a chance for 3, and then we'd go up, like, wait.
Yeah, if they would have stuck on the wing there, I don't think Christina would have been playing this. Now they've left her no choice.
Yep.
Freeze and be shot.
She's made so many of these.
Hold on and sit there.
Okay.
Same weight I just threw?
Same weight you just threw. Yep.
Taking a ton of ice here.
Do you want to be higher? Do you want to be T-line? Do you want to play down to that stone at the back?
I guess if you fully bury it, higher's great, but frozen's pretty good shot too.
Pretty good.
You don't want to give up a big score here.
Probably a 6-7.
And a draw
Line's really good.
that she made for a single and 2
Good.
was pretty good.
Curling hard.
Here they go. Baxter and Parker one more time.
Yeah, right back, right to it, right to it.
And right back they go. Shot stone back for Nova Scotia.
Good, sweet. Great, guys.
This time her first one's pretty good.
Yeah, that's right.
14-4.
Yeah.
Really well managed. The sweepers let up completely, but then went for line when told to do so, but also communicated that they had the weight needed there. So line caller was able to manage that appropriately.
Okay, you got it, Claire.
She threw the perfect game against Prince Edward Island.
Yep. Just full clean. Just have to hit it high.
Yep.
Got them both? Sure do. And then just runs it by. Second shot, top edge of the 4.
Great throw. Be careful with this one now. There's that run back for 2, maybe even 3 if the guard was completely missed.
Right, so hair less. I'm fine with that, yeah. Okay, you got it.
Are you ever tempted to play the hit and roll away on the top yellow, Russ?
You could, because the back one's not easy. Even if you're rolled out, it's not as simple to.
That positive release, though.
Yeah. Like a 45?
Virtually the same ice she had on the previous one, but this will break sooner because it's a little lighter speed coming out of her hand. Sometimes these will curl really quick.
Line's pretty good. Halfway. Okay, go a little harder, Lee. Yep, Jen. A little harder,
So
Lee.
both skips have 100% games in their resume.
We're to your broom. Can't cross center. No,
Boy,
not
it's
cross center.
curling a ton.
Gonna cross center. Sit.
We're too heavy.
You should sit.
Sit.
Sit. Sit.
Watch out. What are you going to show them here?
Okay.
Well, that over curls. Look out.
You have to be on ice like this with these stones. You have to be so positive on a guard, and that's the one you're not positive on. You tend to have a soft release because you're trying to throw it lighter, and it's a double whammy again.
Charlie, I didn't get out to you.
Really good from the half. Like a 10, maybe? I think so. Yeah.
Chance for 3.
10?
Yeah.
Not
Got it.
really easy. You can jam it here too, but dead on is good enough, I think.
Good. Got it.
You're not going to whip it, just a control weight here.
I love that idea too.
Like a little less.
I'm thinking just a smidge less.
Smidge less?
Yeah, I think I can hold it for you.
Maybe a touch less?
Yeah.
Final stone here in 5.
Weight's great.
And a chance for 3.
Clean. Clean.
Pritchard, Harris liked it out of her hand. Great weight. Pritchard picked it up now.
Keep going.
Got to get by that guard. Here it comes. No problem there. What have you got? Oh, you're going to spill it, and they'll kill her over the back. So missed the opportunity for 3, but they'll settle for 2. Team Canada a lot sharper today. For 2 more and a 5-2 lead at the break.
The 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. By Home Hardware. Here's how. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada.
Pete Carruthers before the game said that, they were angry last night. They did a little yelling and then they calmed down and they were ready to play today. And we've seen a more controlled game. Their tactics appear to be a little bit better. Shot making, execution, a lot better.
Yeah, we've seen some brilliance from Christina Black. She narrowly squeaked by in that second end to score her 1, but she missed some opportunities to towards the middle of this game, allowing for Carrie Einarson to take control, and she has been firing. That fierceness is back for Carrie Einarson after a disappointing performance yesterday.
Yeah, 5-2 at the break and looking very good. Numbers after 5 brought to you by PointsBet Canada, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. Nova Scotia will have the last draw, trying to come back when we come back.
Today is Curling Day in Canada, and we're taking our rocks to the Rockies. Banff, Alberta is hosting a curling festival that has never been seen before. Plus, inspiring stories from across the country.
Knowing that I'm here, that I can make a difference, gave me sort of a boosting and motivation.
Hopefully, one day I'll be able to curl with my friends and family who have no clue about the sports.
And Carrie Einarson joins us to discuss the pride she takes in being an Indigenous role model.
It's truly amazing to see that and to feel that love and that support.
Join the celebration on Curling Day in Canada.
Well, there's Kathy with the Paul McLean Award this year going to Dave Kamofsky, journalist who's been covering curling for more than 40 years and has been writing for the Tankard Times and the Heart Chart, all part of the Curling Canada publicity team. And hard to believe it was 2005 when we lost our longtime curling producer Paul McLean at the age of 39. That's 18 years. And so the award goes to someone behind the scenes that you wouldn't see normally, who makes a contribution to the sport. So congratulations to Dave, because it's an award that means a lot to us at TSN and named after Paul McLean. We welcome you back. 5-2. Team Canada leads Nova Scotia, and Nova Scotia with last rock. They have the hammer playing the Redstones here in 6. But certainly a much different looking Team Canada than we saw last night.
We're just a 7. Carly.
No question about it, but you think about that, was kind of ironic that Christina Block made a beauty in her first but didn't make the second. That pretty simple guard. She makes the guard, it could be 3-3.
That may be something for her to unpack. However far she gets in this event, when they're doing their debrief, I mean, when there is one spot that her rock can be or a foot to throw to, she's almost perfect every single time. But as soon as it's opened up a little bit to tolerance, I would venture to guess that focus is a little bit different in the hack for her. She is new-ish to skipping. It's only her 3rd year skipping this team, having played 3rd for 6 years with Marianne Arsenault. She's probably still learning a lot about how to approach these games and get the best out of herself.
That's pretty good. That's good.
Yeah, but you're onto something there, I think, because she's making all the tough ones.
Just not gliding. No.
Gotta stay close.
10-5.
We gotta stick this around, guys.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
10-5.
Yeah.
Not with the one corner guard, so you heard the comment already. We can't roll out. Again, you can tap these back a bit, and then you won't roll out.
Yeah. Yep. 10. Easy. 10. Yep. Hard. You gotta go. Hard.
Carly Everest.
Hard.
And we'll get one.
9-9.
And still leave the Team Canada sitting 2 without last rock. Well, this is just the first of 2 games today. This was the elimination game. The winner will move on to the semifinal tomorrow. Tonight is the 1-2 page playoff winner right through to tomorrow's final, while the loser gets that second chance, of course. So Northern Ontario, Manitoba tonight, 9 Eastern time, Kathy. Of course, in McCarville, you've got last year's runner-up, and Jones going for a record 7th Scotties title.
And it's not just a day of rest for both of those teams. Jennifer Jones and team were walking out when we came in this morning, having tested the stones. The teams get to select, as they did for this game, but they had a time to throw up and down, so get a feel for the ice. I ran into Rick Lang, who was here for Northern Ontario, and even though Northern Ontario did beat Jennifer Jones in that opening game, they do not have the advantage. At this level, it is about records, and they are even, and so they will draw for hammer tonight. but the choice of stones is with Rick Lang. And he said, well, we like the red stones, but we like them even more because Jennifer threw with them last night, and she won't get that chance tonight.
Well, they'll take those away, the favorites. Yeah, it was 11-8 when they played in draw 2 last Saturday afternoon, and it was a steal of 3 points. That was the difference in the game. It was 11-8 final.
Well, I'm just trying to rub off.
Yep.
What's that?
The execution just isn't there for Nova Scotia at the moment.
Not quite, is it?
No.
That peel looks a little tricky.
Yeah.
If we play the chase, you got to kick this one over a bit.
Okay.
Too easy to say, I know, Joe, but when you're playing against Team Canada and their game is different today, their execution is much better today, you have to match it. You have to match it stone for stone and then look for that opportunity.
Yeah, it's just up the lineup. Team Canada, they've had a phenomenal week. And even yesterday, they were all making shots late in that game, just had that slow start, and you can't do that against a high-level team like Jennifer Jones. So you know when you come into this game that you can't rely on your skip to bail you out every single end. You have to stay with them at each position in the lineup.
Hard.
Good shot.
Good call.
Wait, was good.
Straight freeze it, right? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't mind that. Bump it back. Yeah.
Good idea. Like a back liner, you might roll buried, you might roll in front of those 2 yellow, and you could put a 3rd yellow behind the tee line, which is always a good move this early.
Jen Baxter as we play third stones here in the 6th.
Close. It's good. Close. Close. Yep. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
No. Maybe 10-8.
Close. Close. Yep. Yep. Whoa.
Flip over and sit in front, and that was the call.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, we heard Jen Baxter last end. She was missed on the over curl on both of her rocks, but she said, oh, I threw those both good. So that's great when you're playing in a big game like this. You have misses, but you liked how you're throwing them. Your skip likes how you're throwing them. So all you have to do is move the broom around. She won't be happy with her numbers in the first half, but you have a lot of confidence going into that second half. Just get that broom in the right place. But opportunity to put some pressure on Team Canada.
Jen's got a great delivery, comes right at you. There's the only shot she's missing is wrong broom or wrong speed. Tough to get rid of this.
Either or.
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it go away.
Simplify it.
But out of there, those Team Canada rocks behind the tee line will help out Team Nova Scotia.
Simplify it, says Brienne Harris. Just make it go away.
No.
Straight.
Whoa. Yep.
Girl.
Girl.
There you go, through a dart. Wow.
Good call, Care.
Got the pick was hard.
Yeah. Nice throw. Good pair.
There you go.
Actually hoping to get rid of one of those
so did
yellows.
That's why I called curl.
Shot.
I know when I called it, I was like, oh, maybe we'll touch it.
But
Yeah.
It's great.
Line's tight.
Okay.
All there.
Hard early. Let her know where we are.
8.
7, 8.
Easy.
9, 8.
Yep. Line. Yep.
Gotta go.
Line.
7,
Pretty
8.
good. Yep.
Yep.
Hard line.
Now something's missing
Whoa. Yep.
from
Yep.
Nova
Yep.
Scotia's game today.
You gotta go. Keep it there.
Good shot.
Good. Nice
Great
sweep.
stone. 2 beauties.
She's just like.
So they sit the second shot at the moment.
that was like busting it at the end.
I thought it was my first draw.
Just like 7/8.
Yeah.
Because then we kind of guard this guy too.
Yeah. Okay, like a bump.
Cannot remove it completely, so the next
so
best
at least I
thing
got
is
something
release
out of it.
that yellow, because that's the problem. Rock, stay on top of this would be perfect. And you heard Val say, if we roll a little to the broom side, at least there's a double there that Christina Black has to deal with.
I think that's too much for bump. The hacks have been running a little straighter.
As we throw them more.
The problem for Nova Scotia in the first half of the game was just getting a handle on the slightly different ice conditions today. A lot of over curls that cost them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's close. Yeah.
Weight's good. Little solid. Clean. Yep.
This will finish hard.
Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Keep going. Yep. Keep going.
Trying to hold it up here is Brianne Harris.
No. Really close. Good.
Oh dear.
Nice call.
Great throw.
So they're sitting 2. Third belongs to Nova Scotia, who do have the hammer.
Try and get it and then jam there.
Exactly.
Roll here.
Yeah.
And then I might have a double for 2.
Yep. I love it.
Probably have to come this way.
I think so, yeah. What weight did she just throw?
She had like it was just bored.
So she pull nice here.
Yeah.
So
Like right
across the
there.
face, I'm assuming here, Russ,
11 and a
right?
half?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe there.
And the reason for that is if you throw it firm enough to kind of make the yellow double with the outturn, that we've got that gear effect I always talk about, and it'll spin right out of the rings. This way, when this makes contact, the rock is spinning clockwise, so when it makes contact on the object rock, it sticks a bit more because it wants to kick to our right. So they'll get less roll here, so they can throw a little more weight with this turn. I don't think they can make the double, in all honesty. I think it's just well buried, eh?
And I don't think they think they can either. They just want to get this roll here.
You know, she said if we set it up properly, we may have a double for a couple.
We're close. 11 and a half. Yeah, you gotta go.
Christina Black had her first.
12. Hard. You really gotta go.
You really gotta go. Jen Baxter really gotta go.
Hard. You gotta go. Hard.
Hold this up if you got a piece of it. Oh boy.
Okay.
And they'll kill their own and roll away.
Sure, honey. Just a different
I
pick.
just need more ice there.
Yep.
You know, if you're working to be a good ice reader,
Theirs
just
ran so straight. And I was like, but it's just different how I throw. Just in a way.
it's just memory work.
Sorry.
Like we've stood up here now. It's easy for us. We're not under pressure. They got so many other things going on.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's over curl after over curl after over curl, and that was a well thrown rock with probably the broom in the wrong spot.
Well, and you heard Christina say to the sweepers after the shot, they watch Team Einarson's rocks come at them, but they throw them straighter. They don't play on the same straight conditions all the time like Christina Black and her team from Nova Scotia do. So you see a rock come at you that doesn't do anything too crazy, and then you kind of judge where to put the broom from there. But they can't take the same ice as Team Canada.
Problems now.
Yeah, we'll be patient.
So you're sitting the 2, Team Canada, throwing up the guard, I'm assuming. That will still leave, however, the draw to the button, correct? So still an out here, depending where this goes.
Yeah, I think if this guard is completely missed, there's a double for 2.
Okay, then I'll leave it. It's biting.
It's almost in the rings.
Okay, just short of the rings now.
Yeah, line's good.
Okay. Good.
How's that?
Really good.
Pretty good.
So there's the job.
I thought it was deeper.
Grab a piece of the hearts.
That's okay. Good shot. Weight was really nice. Thanks. Yeah, we could have got it top 12. Just the line was curly. Yeah.
And at this point, you're down 5-2. You're playing 6 against Team Canada,
15-5.
who seem to be on their game. This is a must-have.
Made this an even tougher one out here in end number 2, but it was out wider where it was slower.
Final stone, Nova Scotia.
Line's good.
Christina Black
A little light. Yep. Piece to the button, guys.
needs a piece of the button.
Close. Line's great. Yep. Piece to the
And a
button.
little head up, head down.
Nice. Curling nice now.
Baxter,
Quite a bit. Yeah, hard line.
Barker.
Yep, you gotta go.
Gotta go. Need the button. You're facing 2 here. You need the button.
You got it. You got it. Go.
Yeah, you got it, ladies. Have you got it, ladies? Have you got it, ladies? Have you got it? You do for a single. to keep themselves alive. What do you expect in the Bee City? The Bees, Baxter and Barker, get her there. Oh boy. Old Black Magic has Nova Scotia in its spell. One team will move on, and the other will go home from this year's Scotties on this championship weekend. Saturday afternoon, the 3-4 Page playoff. And that was a must-have and a must-get, and she did again. Christina Black drawing the lid for a single, but it's still a 2-point lead, Team Canada, and they once again do have the last rock playing the Yellowstone. And she's pretty special. It's just that, as we said earlier, she lives for the moment and she's comfortable with the pressure of the moment.
Yeah, you almost, if you're Team Canada, you just turn around and put the score up for her and save a little bit of time. This is just, we knew, the whole building knew. They just made it a little more exciting by sweeping a little bit late. Just great judgment again.
Another key shot, another shot made by Christina Black. Key shot is brought to you by BKT Tires, growing together. Now, if there's some way that she can find a way to steal here against the Team Canada that is much, much different than the one that we saw against Manitoba.
Like that 20 that I gave you in the last time?
If I'm on Team Canada this game, I'm just thinking to myself, man, she's got to miss one of these eventually.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We've had some misses out of Christina Black today, but the must-makes have all been made.
And we want to welcome those of you who have been watching the ATP Tennis Tour on TSN3. Welcome to Kamloops on this championship weekend. The Scotties down to 4 teams. This is the 3-4 Page playoff. Nova Scotia out of the Dartmouth Curling Club against Team Canada, 3-time defending champions from Gimli, Manitoba. 5-3 Team Canada leads it, and they do have the last rock playing the Yellowstones here in 7.
Here?
It's pretty hard to get there.
Yeah, it's...
With 10.
Do you want to just peel?
I think you can make it with bump. I just think 10
Okay,
is a little
bumper.
hard.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Great. I love the confidence in the other three here, because it's usually, okay, sure, yeah, okay. And then they went, wait a minute, Carrie, we can't throw it that hard to get enough curl to get it to the center or to the inside here. So they just simply told her that.
Yep. Really hard. Gotta go.
All right,
Hard.
this is going to be a fight. This is going to be a fight for Harris. No.
11-8.
Just rub the guard. You want it, if you were going to hit the guard, to move it farther than that.
Shoot, we need to take the guard. Yeah, shoot.
Just draw in there. Okay.
Could hit that top Canadian rock too.
You can move ours a hair. I just don't want to leave them like a blast and all the Reds leave. I know.
Almost tempted to throw a high guard right now, out of respect for the hitting ability
Okay.
of Shannon Burchard.
Yeah. You can get shot. Do you think it's the same on this
Yeah, I think what can happen, Christina Black
You guys the same weight then?
just
Can we go with
thinks you
that?
can draw the pin at will, so then sometimes you
Yeah.
get
Okay,
drawn
yeah,
in
fair
here.
enough. So I think
That
that's what it should be
a lot of
different.
yellow
Okay,
being
so
left here,
Okay.
with Canada having advantage of last stone.
Yeah, if they've decided that this is a must-steal end, though, I don't mind waiting a little bit before you get in there, just to give them a few less cracks at this.
Yeah, and if you're right. If they're going to go must steal, they need to throw a guard.
Heavy room. Oh. A lot of room. And we're
This lets hand off the hook.
Once again, Baxter and Barker on the stone from Carly Everest. And she's going to come up light.
On that? She just lifted. So.
What?
Slower on that
Yeah,
side?
I think so, for sure. So Lil on my side. Yeah, 7/8 low. Okay.
Just fooled by the speed on that side of the sheet.
What? You mean, yeah, as is, it wasn't close? Weight's good, just
Yes!
Once again.
Yep!
Once again, really. Brianne Harris. Here it comes again, that guard. Are they going to clunk it a second time? No, not this time. Oh, and they'll bounce their own, lose the shooter. Shot rock is open, belonging to Team Canada. Second shot, Nova Scotia.
Wow. Brianne could not have worked harder on that rock. That's 2 in a row, end-to-end sweep. She put so much downward pressure on her brush. And Brianne's expecting a baby in a few months. That is just an outstanding athleticism. You have less lung capacity growing a human inside of you, and she's keeping up with all these sweeps.
Well, they got an opportunity here if they can get it around. And
Just really tight.
Just soft, yeah.
Really tight.
We got to send a memo out here that it's curling more today.
Took her hand off the rock. Yeah.
A
So
lot of errors on the inside.
we're in pretty good shape.
I like this. If you get this thin enough, make them both maybe slide right into the rings here somewhere. More importantly, get that red one open. Still a pretty good chance here for Canada.
No!
Okay.
Curl! Curl!
Curl.
Curl!
You got it.
Curl!
one, oh dear. Too thin, it slides through.
Yes. That's okay. Just rode that line.
Yeah. Okay. It's all right, Val.
Oh, they needed that second red.
think
where this one's going.
Yeah. It's hard to get shot, but even if you're just like in this pocket, can we tap? Can we throw hack or something?
Tap
Yeah, if you want to get shot, you have to take it out. Okay. I don't mind that. Okay.
There's a big hole.
It's not back line?
Yeah.
Okay. Enough to get it through though. Yeah. Just tween.
I personally think the freeze gives you shot on the red one, and it doesn't really matter at this point. This could set up a red double. Late in the end, you don't want to have Canada sitting 2.
Just back line.
Jen Baxter.
We're really light. Hard.
And just back line, light. And it starts to go.
Hard, Shell. Hard.
There's that brush speed of Shelley Barker. Can it pay off here? No, a lot of work for nothing as it'll open up the stones.
Yeah. Oh my dear. Shoot, that is not good. Greg. Okay.
She's not good. Bumper.
Okay.
Have a little hair, titch more, yeah.
You got it. Good.
You're rolling underneath behind the corner, I think.
Yeah, they're rolling. They don't want to stay in the middle here. They're going to roll away.
Heavy
Can't leave
body.
Christina Black a freeze in the middle.
Heavy. Yep. Lots of weight. Whoa. 10-5.
Val Sweeting.
Keep going.
Where do we go?
Brianne Harris.
Keep going.
Yep.
And we'll leave it right there.
10-5.
Yeah.
No roll.
That's me again.
Or just draw to there.
Yeah.
Can you ignore the stones and just draw?
Hate that.
It's hard.
You can.
I mean, I could throw it as
dangerous.
the skinny double and spin up.
Yeah, or just throw a 10.5. She just threw an 11, right?
Yeah.
See, wherever you're seeing. I think this is your best shot for now.
Yeah.
And then you draw in
Just try and roll right to there.
Yeah.
If I roll to there, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I'm thinking, are you seeing 10.5?
Yeah. Right about there?
Perfect.
You got it right at me.
Throw the appropriate weight here. If you're trying to hit and roll this way, don't throw it hard enough that if you hit it just a fraction thick, like there, that it goes like that. So if you throw this a little bit softer and you hit it a fraction thick, it will actually stop on the side.
just double them. I think we need that for the next one. Yeah.
Some options: roll right in front of the yellow in the back 4 foot, or behind the red rock touching the center line. Even poke out half a rock on the far side. There's some options here.
It looks with that much broom, they are throwing it a little softer, so they should get in front of the Canadian stone or buried.
Christina Black and her first. And will it sit? No, a little too far. Sits for a second shot. Undercover, back edge of the 4.
So that's exactly what happened. Just a shade thicker than they wanted and a shade too much weight, and it missed this one. Any lighter speed choice, that thing stops there or there. Both really good. Tough break. Just an in-betweener. Even thinner, you make the double and roll up.
Smart call here by Team Canada. You might think, okay, let's remove that Nova Scotia stone and sit 3. But they'd all be behind the tee line, so they want to beat Christina Black in here. Come around, top button. Haven't seen a ton of draws from Carrie Einarson.
True.
Trying to sit 2, are they?
Wait only right
Yes, and if they could keep this front of the tee line, Nova Scotia's got some trouble.
Shannon's wrong.
Still can't go. We're T-line, Bell.
Shannon.
Top button. Coming down.
Shannon.
Still on its own. Top button. Whoa, Shannon, we're too deep.
Whoa.
That's good. Good, Kate. Good. Nice.
Well, that came down from a call of back 4.
I could finish it at her, but little deep.
Good. Good. Really nice. Yeah.
Nice shot.
Excellent street jam.
Because if I freeze, there's still probably 2.
Yeah.
Probably
it just
have
depends
to
if
do
we're
that.
okay with them getting 2. We get 2, it's 7-3.
Not really. I want them to only get 1. I could maybe come and can I punch that back enough? Like get enough of it, move it back, so that
move this guy back
and
enough.
move that guy a little bit, so that like there's still probably we might be shot.
Should we call timeout?
No, it's okay.
I think you might want to.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Timeout, please. Just trying to see what else there is.
I think that's the only 2 options.
I think the Canada Rock just stopped in time. They can't freeze to it. It'll still be 2.
Yeah, an inch deeper, and there's a bit of an out here for Nova Scotia, though.
Yeah.
That was our first
It's
thought.
just hard. It's hard.
It's hard, but everything we come in on that side is going to give her an angle, isn't it?
I know, but I don't know how I do this.
You can't get there, I think.
Like line-wise?
Yeah.
Without throwing so much weight that I move that, and then she just has that for like 4.
If you got to nose on this one.
Yeah, can I do this? Nose and move these back?
You have to move this guy to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd get
I thought there was less space between these 2. I thought you could lock one in here.
Can't hear him.
And you can. I mean, if you put it, park it.
I could probably get to right there.
What if it's like 3 inches deeper than that?
To the back one, you mean?
Yeah, like there.
It's just tricky with
Doesn't
the curl.
I know that, yeah. I'm just worried about that other side is going to give her an easy shot for 3
I can
or 4.
give it a shot. Give it a shot. Just have to just get past that guy.
We played a few down here. Just make sure, like the wide ones out here, they're not running, right? For weight.
Not at all.
No.
What?
I don't think that's there. And it's really heavy right here.
I think I have to try it.
Okay. Thanks.
If you go in this spot, it's 2 already, and they can't afford to give up 2. If they go maybe back here, that'd be a great shot, but you can't because there's too much curl. So they've decided, and I think it's right, to get it in here somewhere, which is still difficult to get by here. And if it ends up something like that, it's an easy shot to hit it with that yellow raise.
Joe, I think Shelley Barker said that it's not there. In fact, it's not there partly because of the stagger and the But it's the ice. It's so slow in that pass.
Yeah, Nova Scotia threw a draw here a few shots ago, and it came up in the 12-foot. So as a sweeper, you're wondering how much extra do I need to see? This is a tough one. Yeah, guess on management, guess on the throw speed.
Mine's okay.
Trying to get enough of the button to sit second shot.
Hard line.
Hard line's not good on this side because it'll go.
Yes, again. It's Baxter and Barker. Is this shot there? They didn't think it was going to be there. Oh my goodness! To grab the side to sit second shot.
Great sweeping.
After I drew up the options, I thought to myself, when you get through there, you're going to wreck anyways. And she moved it enough.
They have squeaked so many guards, Russ. I thought this was going to be all over the top halfway down the sheet.
I did too.
But it's this gearing effect here.
Yeah.
Look at this. And come on back and grab the button.
Well, it also makes it tougher to remove because it kicked off.
Oh.
Just brilliant effort to get that through, but is there a double now for Team Canada?
It's partly. I'm right behind it. It's half buried. Not the biggest port. And you take out your back one, don't you?
Like, you've got a thick half.
Okay. Okay. Like, do you like playing it with like a normal?
Yeah. I like that better than this one. This one's riskier, so
yeah.
I like, if you're wanting to try for 2, I like the 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Or do you like a firm?
Just thinking of hitting what we can see, and
I think we need a bit of
I think
curl,
so.
I don't
Okay.
mind like a 10 or a 9.
Okay. We'll play like a normal. I think that should be close, eh?
yeah, I don't think it'll do
Not
much
super risky. You can't hit it onto this one, but they're going to try to feather tick that one. I'm pretty sure you're going to lose this one. But if that goes out, the top one eventually goes out. You might get this one on the scoreboard also for a deuce.
Through there though.
The shooter's going that way though, and it almost has to stick. I think the best result is feather tick the red, back red, and try to stick on that side
I
yellow.
think we're trying to play it so it kisses off like through the hole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Normal.
Yeah, just a good chunk of it, Care.
Yeah.
Just a good chunk of it.
Here, Morville.
What a shot.
Through the hole. Team Canada looking for more than the single they are sitting right now. Nothing yet. All on its own. Now again, Harris trying to help this over. Now straightening it out, coming through. Bang, bang, and oh, and watch it, it spills. And so it will be 1 and 2. Team Canada here in 7.
That's 2 of the best shots you'll ever see. Feather ticks this, Vic. That's the key. Just sticks it on the corner. So good.
To extend their lead and hoping to get through now to the semifinal. (7-3) Team Canada leads as we welcome you back on this championship weekend. The 3-4 page playoff. Carrie Einarson looking as if she got it in control here. Nova Scotia with last rock, playing the Redstones, playing 8. Just the one sheet in play now.
Whoa. Yep, Jen. Yep.
So 2 corners going up from Nova Scotia. 2 stones in by Team Canada. Now the guard.
Yeah, so it got a little more nibby up to it. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Sweet's good, we're tight.
This is the part of the 5-rock free guard zone rule that gets challenging for the team trying to generate a multiple score. Because Team Canada cannot hit either of these corner guards, they have the opportunity to guard this situation in the middle. So there's work to do for the team with Hammer trying to score that multiple before they can actually use those corner guards.
That's fine. Good. Good. Okay.
Nice, Shannon. That works.
I only got half.
You like that or off the top?
Whatever you're seeing. Alrighty.
Just board.
Board ways.
Like a 12 or 11-5?
Yeah. 11-5.
So as we talked about earlier, Joe, everything around that 11 number, that's remained somewhat consistent, hasn't it?
Yeah, and that's just very specific language that Nova Scotia's team is using. When you say board weight, you mean you want to hit the rock and push it to the boards. But depending on the surface, that can be different. If it's running really fast, that feels lighter to the thrower.
11-2, actually.
And won't be able to hold that shooter, just pushes that stone in behind cover on the other side.
Had to save that red rock. There's a shot at a double. If anybody can make it, to Shannon Burchard.
You got it, you got it.
You know, that you mentioned that +8, which is unbelievable. The only game she wasn't a plus was the loss last night.
It's interesting, and that plus, you get a plus on the stats sheet if you play 5% or better than your head-to-head opposition.
That's good. Good throw.
Top 4.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, we do that.
Yep. Yeah, I think that'll be.
Think about it in hockey terms, it's a plus or minus. Are you on the ice when a goal is scored? Or are you assisting? And same idea.
6.
But it's a game, obviously, you can, and it,
6, 7.
you see it here.
We're like that 12.
We're frozen.
That idea right there of not being able to hold the shooter
Back 12.
against Team Canada has brought their game up.
Really nice.
You can't afford to do that.
No, we're still deep.
Just as long as it hangs around.
Yeah, we're in.
So you're talking about Shannon Burchard and how well she has played. And well, Shannon is part of the All-Stars, and she is on the first All-Star team along with her teammates Einarson and Sweeting. And then Sarah Potts from Team Northern Ontario out of Thunder Bay will be on the ice tonight against Manitoba.
Weight's good. Yep. Little solid for 10.
Yep.
Not here's that's close. Eh?
More like 9-5.
Yeah. 9-5-ish.
Clean.
Clean. Good.
Good.
Now the All-Stars are chosen by the media vote and also playing percentages. And so here's your second team: Rachel Holman. Laura Walker is the third team. Second team All-Star at third out of Caitlin Law's wildcard team. Emma Miskew from Ontario, and then Brianne Harris. As all 4 members of Team Canada are All-Stars at this year's Scotties.
Starting to curl. 9. Starting to curl. Always
Remember playing in the Scotties?
Yep.
You're not running off the ice and checking your stats to see if you'll get an All-Star every game, but it does help stay engaged. It's a very long week. There's sometimes you get a game where either you're running away with it or you're chasing, but it gets these players to stay engaged and really try to put out those good numbers and perform to their highest abilities at this championship.
It was a 9. Oh wow. That surprises me. It must be nice there.
And the other thing I would add to that, Joe, is beyond just the numbers, it's not just those numbers anymore. Sarah Potts, of course, being recognized not only for her shot-making ability, but we'll see that tonight, that she goes in the house now and is very much a part of the strategy. So it's contributions beyond just throwing. It's looking at sweeping and how effective you are, what a teammate you are. It is a well-rounded look at each individual position.
They snuck that by the guard to sit 3 now without last rock, but they left a little bit of a pile, a little bit of a wall to be used.
Yeah, a little bit, but nice shot. That almost didn't get by. Yeah, you could tap the top on a couple of inches.
Really good.
I gave you a big ad.
I
gave you a big ad. Easy.
8. Still tapping.
Whoa, that's too heavy then. Line's good. Stay with it, Carly.
Really close. We're still tapping.
Whoa,
back
gotta curl a little.
back
So
four.
Nate, so Nate.
Whoa.
Carly, get your
Still.
foot on it.
Yep.
Carly, yep. Yep. Hard. We're just gonna tiniest rub and roll. Sit. Sit.
Pretty good.
Good. Good weight call.
Just rolled a hair too far. That can be released off that shot rock. Good try.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta go with bar.
They're just like curling and curling.
Like if we give them a deuce back.
Yeah.
Nose. Nose isn't bad.
Time.
Red might jam on the side yellow
think it will?
if you take a rip at this.
Like if you blast, she wraps, you run.
Yeah.
You're playing nose.
No, I don't like that. I don't want to leave him a
You're
shot.
thinking the blast or the guard?
The blast or the
jams
guard.
into the 8 though, doesn't it?
Goes under.
Yeah.
Goes under?
You like the blast?
Yeah, goes under.
Doesn't it
Okay.
go? I think it jams right into that though.
No.
doesn't
No.
it?
No,
It'll
it
hit the
should-
back of it, but
It should
you're
go under.
trying to hit a quarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Oh, it has more
Our
room
other
than
thought
it.
was the
okay.
guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like
I
the
don't
guard?
think you need to. Like,
Okay.
I think you know this spot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Third
try to
quarter.
I didn't realize there was like a couple inches.
try to draw a 90-degree,
Yeah. So yeah, then it should run a
like
little
something
lower.
like that.
It'll
So,
probably catch
Little
the
less
back
and
of
it would
though.
actually be
Less yet.
just a shade lower than that. So it would be like that. The red rock will run that line. So it's either going to tick this yellow and then kick out this way, or it's going to go right underneath it. Line up where the contact point is between those two rocks.
Just follow it.
Yeah.
Again.
There's a little bit of space too that helps. That yellow was frozen. I'm not sure you'd get it out, but I think there's just enough space.
Curl.
Carrie Einarson.
It doesn't look too bad. Curl. Straight.
First again, Harris. Straight, straight, straight. That's the job. Straight, straight, straight. And not quite straight through, but away it goes.
Touch them all.
Another
Nice one, Kara.
huge example of why somebody like a Reed Crothers or any of the top curlers that we've got this week as coaches can come in and reassure the team the angles.
I don't think I can get shot around the corner where she can't just get me.
Yeah,
So
no, I
just
don't
come
think
around
so.
the middle and hope she misses the run.
Yeah, I like this.
Okay, we know this spot.
Still a chance here to score two.
Oh, yeah.
Have to make both skip rocks count here, but ideally top 4, get some separation between that tight guard and the rock in the rings. So Carrie missed one of these in the 4th end.
Almost the same spot.
Line's pretty close. We are really late right now.
Felt really close.
Line's good, all you guys. Line's great, running a bit.
Thought I heard somebody say light.
We're pretty light.
Line's pretty
It's
good.
always Shelly then.
Gotta go.
Top, yeah,
top
you gotta
4.
get buried, so.
Yeah, we're okay
You
actually.
gotta get buried though. Yeah, you gotta go, you gotta go. You gotta go, you gotta go.
Go, 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 go.
Hard all the way. Yeah, you gotta go. Hard, 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 hard.
Well, for light, they got it to the pinhole. Just didn't get the curl.
Yeah, for whatever reason that stayed out there.
Nice.
It felt perfect
Yeah.
to me.
Oh, I thought you were.
I
bang
heard
on
Shelly
the
say
money.
we're really light, and I
thought
said
you
it
were
felt
really light.
perfect to me.
Yeah.
They picked this rock up right out of the hand. They jumped on it. Sometimes that can kick the line out early and just delays that break point a little bit more. But they've swept lots of these end to end, and there's been no shortage of curl at the end. That's a little surprising that didn't come up for them.
Yeah. It's all good.
9-5 side.
9-5.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa. Clean.
Whoa.
Clean.
Yep.
Yep, 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 yep.
9-5.
Whoa.
Almost 10.
Whoa.
Yep.
Girl.
Yep.
Girl.
Curl. Okay.
Girl.
Okay.
9-8.
Okay, so. Yeah, very nice.
We'll just keep throwing this intern draw. It's fine.
Yeah, it's been a struggle today. Draw weight has been exceptional, but it's the hit weight that has let her down. The player numbers are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. We never saw any of that yesterday for sure.
Oh, man. Just got that.
Same line. Pretty close. Yeah. Really close again. Same line. A little bit lighter. Guys. I don't think we're lighter. I think we're very much same line. Exact same line. Curling more. No, I think it's feeling the same.
So forced to draw for a single here.
14-8. Full 4.
And she's got it again. But the problem is converting with that last rock 2 or more just twice in the last 13 attempts with last rock. Nova Scotia held to just that single, so trailing by 3 as we welcome you back to Kamloops. Team Canada with the last rock, playing the Yellowstones. Here in 9, similar situation for Team Canada. Remember a year ago they were in Thunder Bay, forced to come through the 3-4 game. It was a win over Tracy Fleury, wild card number 1, and then they went on to beat New Brunswick, Andrea Kelly, and then they got through to that championship game and beat Northern Ontario. So trying to repeat coming from the 3-4 game and make it 4 wins in a row, Team Canada.
That first guard, we're now looking at the red one by Nova Scotia, was not on the line. Team Canada could have tipped it. I guess when you've got Brianne doing that twice, you don't even give it a second thought.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of teams take advantage of the off-center guard all week.
I think so too.
In this situation would be tempting, right? 3 up, 9th end. You don't want to give up a steal.
Part of it could just be that they haven't thrown it, so to guess where to put the broom, I mean, if he ever knows that, that's going to help Team Nova Scotia. And like you said, Brianne has been dialed in on her draw weight.
I think we're pretty good, actually. We're really close.
Carly Everest.
7, 6. Back 4. Jen. It's coming down.
No, we're not back there anymore.
5.
Jen.
Whoa. Okay.
That's okay.
Not seeing the bus there anymore.
Yeah.
An incredible roster of athletes offer their insight and testimony into the role of black players in hockey. Black Ice, the acclaimed original documentary, is now streaming on Crave.
I don't like the double peel.
Okay. Do you just want to get there first?
Yeah, if we do that, it's pretty good. Or just nose,
I'm worried we're
and then we
triple
rip.
staggering them.
Yeah.
I don't mind dead nose or peel.
Okay, what kind of weight?
I like that bumper.
Okay. Yeah, I think she just wants to get there first and then we can peel.
Okay.
You got it.
This has changed too. Normally you'll see the double peel here. They're trying to get to the inside and have 3 of them lined up, then start banging away at the front.
Yep.
Wow, what a statistic that is. Never lost 2 in a row. Team Einarson. They're going to tick that top guard,
again.
move it over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she's narrow. I think she's just a little soft on the speed.
Like a bumper's 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Miss Freeze?
I think so, yeah.
She had 3 or 4 of those, Joanne.
Okay.
Shannon over curling the intern side.
Yeah, just a little on the light side. Never panic straight out of the hand, but they are going to curl more if they're a little bit late. This is where hindsight is 2020. Team is going to be asking, why were we hitting third shot and risking rubbing on that guard? Work to do here now for Team Canada.
We're really close. 5, 6.
Okay, clean. Yep, Jen, yep. Hold the line. Whoa, clean. Just want to stay high. Nice shot, Carly. Really good.
14-6. Right? Yep. The the nose one or the peel is good. I think so. It's all right, you got it.
Well, they just have been that good. You lose in 18 to Jennifer Jones, and then start your winning in 20. That 21 in the bubble, of course, and then last year's Thunder Bay. So looking for a fourth straight.
Talk about that experience of being the only sheet on the ice at the Scotties, how different it is. So much quieter out there. You don't have any distractions from any other sheets. You step out there and everything falls away. You don't know what day it is, what time it is. All that matters is this one game. It's one of the most beautiful things, getting to play in the playoffs at the Scotties.
It's perfect. All there. It's really nice.
And that Scotties in the bubble, fun fact here, having played in that final, Vic, it was so quiet, in fact, that we could actually hear you guys in the booth on the ice.
That would be Vic you could hear.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Get it to a 3.
Wow.
Yep. Keep going.
You're not actually a hush puppy, you know. Go on, you're a...
Nice shot.
And Kathy, my gosh, Kathy.
I was staying silent for a change.
Well, here you go. Look at the names. And the nice thing is that Reed Crothers, the coach's names are always added on the Scotties trophy.
And he's one of few that has his name on both the Brier trophy and the Scotties trophy.
Curl.
Should be okay. Looks okay. Yeah. Easy.
Okay, you're good.
Yeah.
Good throw.
That's good.
Hey, Sal. We have to move them at some point.
Yep.
I think we got to do it. I think you just like try and get nose basically a little high of this one. Keep them all lined up. Okay. Back line just to move it back 12. Okay. Or do you want to move it through?
Either or.
Back line.
That looks like tight ice for back line.
It does look like tight ice.
This is when it gets pretty desperate, 9th
So you
and
just
3
want
down.
back line, eh?
Yep.
In theory, this is a wonderful call to top it back, keep them in line, but like an inch to the right, an inch to the left, and 2 reds are gone, maybe all 3.
I don't see many other options, though,
No.
here, Russ. I think they could maybe throw one more guard and delay this, but they need to sit shot at some point.
But there you go. There wasn't a person at the hack that didn't think that this was tight ice. And nobody said something. Nobody yelled down to her.
Pretty good, Jen. The middle one doesn't go anywhere.
We should have sucked it out at that point.
What?
Simple double here now, though.
We have to steal.
Yeah, I know.
You like that, or can we hammer them?
I don't think that one goes.
I think the double on this side, too.
Yeah, that's what I
What
was.
turn do you like?
Just make the double.
The inlet's pretty natural.
Yeah. You got it.
If you want to get greedy, you can hang around in the corner, and you've got 3 yellow in the paint.
Yep.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Quick rush, Burchard, on and off.
Watch the
How many they
yeah.
got? And they'll get 2. And will they hang around? A little spill.
I'm sure they don't really care, but
Good shot.
I wanted to try and
good throw.
So you've got a little stagger to work with.
And I think we can start calling this shot the Christina Black. Bury around a rock. It's biting top 4 foot.
I think you're throwing a 30 here, the same as what you threw down.
What I just
this
threw,
way.
hey? Yeah. Seems like good speed right here.
Yeah.
Just can't soft it.
Yeah. Yep, good release.
Just can't soft it.
Remember the one, Vic, that the only real blemish on her 8th rock I think I've seen all week is she threw a guard going the far end, I think 5th end. I think it just didn't quite have a crisp release. It curled too much, and it gave Carrie Einarson the raise for 2. So they're just reminding her to get out to the broom there.
Whoa. Back 4 right now. Running
Once again, we'll watch Baxter and Barker. Nothing yet from them.
Yep, just for line.
Baxter.
You gotta go hard!
Just for line, and now where will it go? No. Boy, they left it for the longest time.
That's okay, I was heavy.
And it was really a...
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have
We
been
said
shot.
earlier how
Yeah,
Carly
I wouldn't
Everest
have been
was so
shot.
good at line
Sorry.
judgment. Maybe it was
I
that
just gave it a little bit
that
too much
fine
more.
line, Joe, between the weight and, in fact, the line.
Yeah, they wanted to wait as long as they possibly could to sweep this for line.
Like, is
If they had gotten by, it might have gone deep in the end anyways.
Yeah, I just knew I was already back 4 without sweeping.
Yeah, they 3-4 more inches of ice there. They probably make that because they could have been able to stay off it.
Earlier in the game, you might have seen with the heavyweight it runs straighter, but it is late game now. It's catching that curl.
Half rock,
Yeah,
yeah. I like that.
So trying to take this away, maybe did I hear right, a half rock roll underneath?
For sure.
Yes, I think so. I think that's exactly what they're trying.
I don't think it's really huge 10.
Carrie Einarson, her first.
Curl if you're 10.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I think it might be 10.
Curl! Straight,
Curl!
Not getting it.
Whoa!
Okay.
Little right, whoa!
And they'll roll it away. Oh boy, now can you you play the cold draw again, or do you play the hit and roll off that?
You can come off of it if I need.
Yeah, two choices really. I know which one they're going to pick with the ability of this team to make these draws, but it's almost impossible to put it here and be buried, so you're going to end up putting it there. So that outside roll by Einarson could pay dividends because she'll be able to do that. Heads up call by Val Sweeting. They're trying to roll inside. They realized they didn't have it. She maneuvered into a pretty good spot.
Toe is out, like on the other side of center line. Okay. Okay, so if I have to come off of this one, are we playing the in turn?
Yeah, we've seen it.
We've seen it's pretty straight.
What do you like, Joe? Do you like the little hit and roll, or do you like the straight draw?
Hit and roll is the best result because it doesn't leave the in off for Carrie Einarson, but
Mine's perfect.
hit and rolls are so precise, and we haven't seen the accuracy on the hits from Christina Black today. I'd be playing this shot if I was her. Make a good one.
Final stone for Christina Black. Has a couple of stones to get behind.
Mine's perfect. Mine's perfect.
You can hear Christina Black. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. But has she, in fact, left that?
She did, Vic, but any deeper, the shot's easier, so it's pretty good. You could try to chase it. If it goes 2 feet farther, this in-off's actually easier.
They didn't flirt with that stone. They've been a lot closer.
But you got to get this fairly thick.
Shoot,
I know.
And then this shot's not a gimme, like not a gimme.
Really died.
No, she thinks it's a pretty easy shot here coming up for Carrie Einarson.
Well, this is Carrie's strength. She doesn't miss many of these.
Okay, got it.
Get the yellow fairly thick to get your 2.
Close.
Final stone.
Curl.
Get a couple out of this. Team Canada
Curl, keep going.
staying with it. Harris, bang, gone.
Nice.
And there it is. 2 more. Just sharp. On their game. Strategy, rock positioning, the brushing, it's all coming together for Team Canada. She's got a lot of work to do. Christina Black and Nova Scotia. This Team Canada is up by 5. We welcome you back, playing the 10th. And Team Canada, as we say, just a different looking team than they were last evening against Manitoba. Steal of 4 early, and while they did scratch back, they just weren't on their game. Strategy, shot making, rock placement. But today it's all come together and it's showed. And then by contrast, Joe, you can't have a Nova Scotia team that is curling 72% overall, but 63% for their second, 67 for Baxter, and then their skipper is 69. The shots are too difficult.
Yeah, and I think the big difference here, Vic, was ice reading. Like, you didn't see a lot of throwers hating their throw or talking technical or kick speed. It was just they had a lot of over curls and just didn't quite realize they can't follow the Team Canada rocks and get a read off of them. They just throw them differently. More curl today compared to yesterday when they were here all day curling.
So 3 stones right to the bumper, as you might expect from Team Canada. Couple of guards go up from Nova Scotia, now trying to use them as they attempt to go behind.
Line's great. Line's good. Line's really good, guys. Yep, as much space as you can. Pardon? As far as you can. 4. Keep going. Go 6. As far back as you can, really.
Okay. You want me to go?
Yeah. We need to have 6 rocks behind this.
Go, go, go. I don't think there's going to be a guard there in a second.
Wonderful, great attitude.
And even this whole game, they've been chasing almost from the word go, but they've been laughing and smiling. They look like they're having such a great time out there. This experience at the Scotties for Team Nova Scotia is going to pay dividends moving forward.
Absolutely.
Hard.
You're going to need to roll it, I think.
And they'll roll the shooter too.
I read an article about Christina Black was getting interviewed and asking her about her experience after last year's Scotties. It was her first Scotties as a skip. And she said she was mentally exhausted, just had nothing left at the end of the week. And she said that that was something she was focusing on, managing that mental status and making sure that she's getting her rest and checking out when she could. And I think that whatever she did leading into this Scotties showed yesterday. Friday night they win a game, or Thursday night they win a game by stealing in the 10th end, and then they steal all those games yesterday and play 3 in a row. I would have expected to see that mental fatigue show, and they looked so resilient out there. So she has to be happy with that being improved upon.
Yep. That's good. Nice shot.
Good.
Yeah. My turn, do you want?
Right turn. Not that Val's ever going to miss it, but if she does miss it, she hits something in the rings.
She's brought her numbers up. She got off to a little bit of a slow start. Shannon Burchard as well. But really, it's been a Team Canada that's been on their game. And look at the conversions, the deuces. There's none there for Black, and she still had to make a couple of really wonderful draws, but it's all Team Canada now leading 9-4. Game Story is brought to you by Tim Hortons, proudly serving Canada's favorite coffee.
Wait's close. 6. Back 12. 6. Yeah,
Belt
go
there.
Just 7. Yep, hard. Go. Hard line.
Just 7.
Hard.
Barker,
Yep,
Everest,
Keep going. Keep it going. You got it.
and calling the 7, and that's right to the lid. Well judged.
The 12 was there. I didn't realize it would be back 12. It's okay.
Well, a chance here if they can spill these to end it.
Good.
3 at the bumper, 3 in play.
No.
Needing 5.
Yep.
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 Hard.
Val Sweeting.
Nice
Oh, and that will do. Team Canada is going to move on. Looking very comfortable. Looking very Team Canada-like. Make the final. 9-4 over Nova Scotia. And this wonderful, magical run comes to an end, and listen to the crowd here at the Sandman Center. So appreciative of this team from Dartmouth. And Team Canada will now have the evening off and get ready to play tomorrow in the semifinal. And they will play either Northern Ontario or Manitoba. That game coming your way tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Team Canada, their coach Reid Carruthers, such a big part of their success. And they've taken one step towards a fourth title.
The 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By BKT Tires and OK Tire. By Home Hardware, here's how. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
May I have your autograph, please? Sure. Always time to meet the fans. Players are very generous. Or a picture. And what a great week it is. You can remember this. Your picture with the Nova Scotia champions out of Dartmouth. So we'll take a break. Be back with you at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 Pacific. Krista McCarville, last year's runner-up. Jennifer Jones, rematch of Draw 2, their first game, and McCarville won that one 11-8. That was last Saturday afternoon, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Wonderful. Thank you, Christina Black. Thank you, Nova Scotia. Great entertainment. We wish you all the very best. Safe travels. And now we'll watch Team Canada as they move on to the semifinal and await the winner of tonight's, or the loser of tonight's game. We'll have that for you at 9 Eastern Time. Stay with us. Curling Day in Canada is coming up here on TSN.